What is good with the YouTube? It is your boy, Sean Rock to the, aka Lil Nicky, represent Mandatory Thrive, HGBM, because every day it is mandatory for us to thrive, and I am back again with another video. And in this video, I want to talk about the gifts that we've been given, the talents that we have, the dreams that we have, the ideas that we come up with, like the plans that we lay out, to excel in the world. A lot of times men and women, when they get out of high school and different things like that, like a lot of their passions and desires and zeal for life kinds to die out, right? Because of most of the times responsibility, right? Like is usually deemed as the biggest culprit of why our passions, our drive begin to die out. And we tend to start to believe that our responsibilities are more important than our passions, and our passions tend to be deemed as like, this is fun, this is something I can do for fun. But that philosophy, in my opinion, is super duper backwards. Now, we don't want to discount responsibilities. Responsibilities is important. Like, we have to pay our bills. Like, we have to make sure that we putting food on the table. Like, we got to make sure that if we have kids, right, like that we have money to provide for our children, like that we have gas, all the basic needs and more. However, your gifts, your passions, your talents, your dreams, your plans, this isn't only something that was given to you for you. These things were given to you for you to utilize to impact others and to change the world. So the point that I'm making is like your passions, your talents, your gifts is not an option. It's an obligation, right? So the biggest conviction that I've had for myself is whenever I tend to slack on the gifts that God has given me, whenever I tend to, get discouraged, or whenever I tend to struggle with understanding how I'm going to make things work and all of the work necessary. Because let's be honest, our talents, our gifts, and our passions is hard work. It's really, really hard work. Writing books is hard work. Going to school is hard work. Working jobs, everything's hard. Anything worthwhile is going to be hard work. So what we tend to do is we tend to rationalize reasons why we can't do this anymore. I know many of people who, played sports when they were younger, and I can see in their eyes that they're still passionate about sports. But what they told themselves is that they're too old to play sports, right? But then in the same breath, they're doing other things that's counterproductive, and they're spending a lot of time doing these things. So clearly they're not too old to play sports. They just maybe feel like maybe they missed the ball, or, it's just too hard to do it now because of the responsibilities and the challenges of life. It just kind of smacking them in the face, and it's kind of killing their confidence. But the reality is, it's never too late. And once again, it's not an option, it's an obligation. Like the gifts that you have, it's an obligation for others. Whether it's making money, whether it's not making money, whether people are paying attention, whether people are not paying attention, you are still obligated to honor the gifts and talents that's been given to you. Because everybody has been given certain forms of gifts and talent. Some people belong up front. Some people belong way in the back. Some people belong in between both. Some people belong in the middle, right? Like if there's a championship game You may be the guy that needs to shoot the ball. You may need to be the guy to pass the ball. You may need to be the guy that sits on the bench. You may need to be the guy, the mascot. It doesn't really matter the position, as long as you in position, because it's not an option, it's an obligation. See, me, the way I view it is, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care if I have to play on the bench. I don't care if I have to be the person to shoot the ball. I don't care if I have to be the coach. As long as I'm playing some position, as long as I'm in the game in some form or fashion. What I don't like doing, which I've done many of years in the past, is I've sat on the sideline and laughed at the mascot and laughed at the person that's on the bench and even laughed at the person who's shooting the ball or laughed at the person who's encouraging everybody. But here's the thing. I'm not in the game. I am not in the game. So I have no room to talk. And yes, everybody has a time in life where they're the fan and they're watching. Right? But you also need to be in the game of life. Whatever that is. I don't know what it is for you. Right? That's the purpose of this channel. This channel is called Mandatory Thrive. So I don't care if you got 40 kids, you 7,000 years old, or you 2 years old, right? You got a broken leg, a broken arm, you can't read, you can't write, you can't see, you can't hear, you can't think. It does not matter. Why? Because it's mandatory that we thrive. And like I said before, my biggest conviction that I'm learning about me is that what I'm communicating right now should not be an option. It should be an obligation, whether it's 0 people watching or 1 million people watching. Because this conviction and this philosophy and this perspective and this vision has been placed upon my heart, right? Since I was a younger man. And it's developed over time into my purpose. That's not an option. That's an obligation. I'm obligated to train. I'm obligated to make music. I'm obligated to speak and write books. The channel is called Mandatory Thrive HGBM, which has a 3-dimensional focus. Focuses on personal development, music, and fitness. And the goal is not to put a spotlight on Mr. Johnson. The goal is to utilize the gifts and the talents that I've been given, right, to impact other people's lives and to affect other people's and to be basically to show other people that they need to be doing what they need to be doing too. And we all need to be on the front lines. Whether, like I said, whether you are meant to be in front of the camera or you're meant to be behind the camera, it really does not matter. As long as you in the game. I'm going to say this one more time. It's better. Are you the mascot? Are you on the bench? Are you the encourager? Are you the coach? Are you the one shooting the ball? Are you the one passing the ball? It really does not matter. As long as you're not the one on the sidelines of the game talking about everybody else that's in the game plan of life. Enough with the excuses of time. Nobody cares about my excuses or your excuses or anyone's excuses. It don't matter if you got to work 7,000 hours or you got to work 2 hours. It does not matter. It's an obligation, not an option. It's bigger than you. It's more important than you. Your gifts and talents was not given to you just for you to shine or for you to sit back and be like, oh, I can sing, but I ain't gonna drop no album. Or I can rap, but I ain't gonna drop no album. Or I can write, but I ain't gonna drop no writing. Or I can decorate, but I ain't gonna do no decorating. Or I can make this cleaning product, but I'm not gonna make this cleaning product. Or I've came up with this idea about this car, but I'm not gonna build this car. I know how to build appliances, but I'm not going to build appliances, right? Like, I know how to start an organization that's a security organization that can secure clubs, but I'm not going to secure clubs. I know how to make supplements, health supplements, right? That can change Black lives, but I'm not going to make health supplements. I know how to design art, but I'm not going to design art. Like, whatever it is, I don't know. It's mandatory that we thrive. It is not an option, it's an obligation. Whatever God has put on your heart, or if you don't believe in God or universe, whatever you want to call it, whatever's been put on your heart, whatever gifts that you've been given, it's not an option, it's an obligation. I hope this video helps. Salute to everybody out there gaining. Remember, dream big, work hard, live great, don't stop. It's your boy, Sean Rock to the aka Lil Mickey. I'm out. Peace.